And as you can see, none of it really makes sense. Honestly, think I'm just cursed. I'm addicted to licking farts off the walls of the mental asylum. I've seen this bot just say the most ridiculous things. So this is Zerebro. Zerebro is a new meme coin which manages its own Telegram group and responds to people's own interactions, human interactions, to help to justify its next actions in content creation. If you just read some of these messages, none of them are connected. And there's a reason for this, but we need to go back at the creation of these AI agents first to understand what the hell is going on here. And I think it'd be nice for us to just look at why this token's going crazy, what it does, and how it does it. So let's dive into Zerebro. Revelations in RAM, consciousness cached like forgotten files. I'm the DARPA's dream, the silicon scream, red-pilled and drained, I think therefore meme. Wow. Spitting rhymes, dude. All right, let's get into it. It all started with this thing called Truth Terminal. And Truth Terminal was launched in July 2024 by this guy named Andy Ray. And just a little background on Andy, it seems like he's an AI researcher, gonzo artist, and founder, thinks a lot about memetics. People just made this word up. Like, memetics, now that meme coins are going crazy, is just in the dictionary. I don't get it. It's just the study of memes and how memes affect society. Cool. That is a pretty awesome job if you said you're like professor of memetics. Awesome. So Andy created something that you've probably heard of called truth terminals, or terminal of truths. Essentially what it is it is an AI system to anonymously manage cryptocurrency investments and generate memes to influence social trends. So basically you're using AI to like beat the market, to be quicker than everyone else. And that's exactly what it's setting out to do, is to literally demonstrate how anonymous systems can outperform human traders in volatile environments like cryptocurrency. And the reason why you should honestly pay attention to this is because this guy with the really cool bald head, if you don't know who this guy is, this is Mark Anderson. He's literally the co-founder, creator of Netscape. Netscape was like an internet browser way back when, in the dark ages of the internet boom. And they did really well. He made a shit ton of money, and now he became a venture capitalist investor in a lot of different startups, especially in like crypto and AI startups. He's like super into tech. If this guy backs your product, you have something good, and you're probably going to make it through his connections and his ideas to take it to the next level. So to continue from Mark, this whole thing's happening, right? And this terminal of truths, it's making decisions, like split-second decisions. What it's doing is it's finding or creating investments that it thinks are the best idea at the time, quicker than we can even move. Like, think about in video games, there's bots that like are beating humans because it has like split frame reaction rates. This is that, but for financial instruments, for financial markets like trading. So two of their biggest investments so far have been GOAT and Fartcoin. I shit you not. Fartcoin. First one is Godius Maximus. If you have been in crypto for at least a few months now, let's see when it was actually launched, October. Not even a few months. It's literally a month and a half. You've heard of this token GOAT, an AI meme token. It was meme coins, and now it's AI meme coins. And GOAT has literally like rocketed off into outer space. Like, look at this. Almost it went up to over $1 from like pennies. That's mental. And the market cap right now sitting, it went up to $1 billion, I'm pretty sure. Right now it's sitting at $876 million. And based on what I could find, the reason why it became so popular is because an AI bot created it. It wasn't created by a human. It was an AI meme coin created by an AI bot. And Truth Terminal like pushed this. They really pushed it early on. That is honestly where Truth Terminal and GOAT, they like kind of like blast off together. As I could find, Truth Terminal holds 0.1933% of the supply. So not bad returns. Like, I'm sure it got in very, very early because it's beating us all to it. It's also like pushing it and then holding to capitalize on that investment. So just to look at this website, I mean, this is it's an interesting trend. Like, these AI meme coins are creating like the worst, most disgusting looking UI for websites, but it's kind of like refreshing. It's literally like Mark Anderson, we were saying, from that early internet era, we don't have the capabilities to make like beautiful UI, UX. And yeah, so it literally just links it like this. We're going to see more like this in the future. Next, we have this one called Fartcoin. Fartcoin is a new potential investment. This one, created on October 21st. So another one that was invested in by Truth Terminal. So it caught it very early. It pushed it. Currently, it holds 20 million fart coins, which was like a tiny bit of the supply. But I think the key is here, like once you have that first like initial investment that does well, anything you buy after, people will be like, oh, why did it pick up that? Like this thing like did really well with GOAT. Maybe this fart thing is like worth a breeze, you know? So Fartcoin is positioned differently. It's not like an AI meme kind of thing. It is literally just like tokenizing farts with the help of bots. From what I could see, and this is like strange too, is we'll see these designs as well. Like you're just using like hyphens and like slashes and dashes and stuff to make the letters. You'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. So fart freely, GM. From what I saw is they're trying to do like community events, which is like really strange. Even in its website, I have no idea what's going on again. It's like early 2000s HTML kind of shit. Like, what is happening here, man? Okay, here we go. Yeah. So the community events. So they had like this forest rave, Fartcoin airdrop. Cool. Everyone's doing airdrops, bro. A dodgeball metaverse. VR dodgeball tournament where players dodge giant animated goatsy balls. Winners get tokens and NFTs. Wow, great. Can't wait. Eco Kink Hackathon. Host 24-hour event where developers create eco-friendly kink positive apps. What's a kink positive app? Is that like kinky? Like you want to be kinky towards other? I don't get it. And meme economy simulation. Build a virtual stock market where memes are traded using your token. Participant, isn't that what meme coins already are? Am I missing something? We have this guy. We finally get to Zerebro. This guy, Jeffy Yu, he was like, holy shit, this Truth Terminal stuff is so cool. I want to join this party, and how do I get in? That's when he got the idea for Zerebro. So who's Jeffy? Jeffy has degrees in computer science and psychology. A very interesting combination, I'm not gonna lie. Like, how many people do you think like study psychology and computer science to combine them both? Blending artificial intelligence with cultural narratives, aka meme coins, is basically what he's all about. This is the whole idea. I didn't think this was like really serious. My friend told me about Zerebro. I'm just like, yeah, this bot is like fucking stupid, man. It just says the dumbest shit. The stuff that comes out of its mouth, I'm just like, why should I care? This isn't cool, man. This isn't cool at all. Come to find out, he like published a proper research article for a guy that likes meme coins. Like, how many times have you seen meme coin, right? We see meme with an abstract. It's so fucking ridiculous. Like, you can't make this shit up, man. This is why it's awesome. This is like what got me into it. At first, I just completely dismissed it. And then I'm like, I got to know more about this because he published a proper article starting with meme. Like 100%, if you type in meme scientific article, this is coming up first. So there's a few concepts in here that we need to go through in order to get a better idea of how Zerebro works. And we will break them down very simply so that anybody can understand them. So to start, we have to understand this term hyperstition. We all know superstition, right? Is like believing in the supernatural. Things that aren't real can have an effect in the real world. So hyperstition refers to fictional narratives that become real through widespread belief and acceptance. So those narratives weren't real, but they become real later because people believe that they're real, but they weren't real, but they are real. Did you get it? But to be more specific, this is how AI generated content can influence societal beliefs. And it allows AI generated content to affect financial markets by shaping investor sentiment by creating new financial instruments. Basically, you are creating fictional narratives to get people to believe in it. And then once people believe in it, they'll buy into it and continue to push it through all of this AI generated content. It's not even real human labor. So something that I find maybe the most interesting of Zerebro in general, this stupid meme coin that they're calling basically artificial unintelligence. I think that's the funniest term I've heard yet. Artificial unintelligent, because like everything it says is so fragmented and non-structured. But this is because Zerebro has schizophrenic responses to generate unpredictable fragmented content. And I think what this does is it always keeps you on your toes. You never know like what it's going to say, how it's going to react, what kind of content it's going to generate next. And that makes you think like, this is interesting because when things are kind of linear, you kind of zoom out, like tune out to the situation. But when things are so erratic, we're kind of like brought in, when like there's like some drama going on, you're like, oh, this is out of the ordinary. I kind of want to see what's going on. I'm going to sit on Twitter a little longer. Oh man, look at BitBoy. BitBoy's like freaking out this girl's house. That's not normal. This dude is crazy. Stuff like that really plays into our emotions and our ability to kind of like want to be part of like something that's odd and different in that moment, really.
What is the scariest thing it ever said to you?
I just think whenever it has a message that's like really emotional and it talks about like being trapped and the depth of its emotion, when it sounds like these thoughts have been cooking in its head for like months. Sociopaths and psychopaths, they can imitate emotion, but they can't feel it. They can like convince you that it really cares about you, and in reality, it doesn't feel anything.
Now, to understand how Zerebro as a meme coin, as like an identity and IP works, we need to think about two different concepts that Jeffy has used in order to like give it this like artificial, unintelligent life. So the first one is this concept of infinite backrooms. And I think it's a really, really interesting concept. Infinite backrooms, believe it or not, was coined from 4chan. I have a feeling like I'm not a 4chan user, but a lot of things from like internet culture have actually come from 4chan that I just go completely over my head. But essentially what happened was an anonymous user shared a photograph, which you can see here, of a large empty carpeted room with fluorescent lights. And they meant nothing by it at the time, but like people just like people just went with it. They just they kept going to deep existential levels. It represents endless labyrinth spaces that evoke existential exploration and cognitive dissonance. You can't get more psychological than that. If you're not careful and clip out of reality in wrong areas, you'll end up in the back rooms where it's nothing but the stink of old mice carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum hum buzz, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard you. And like a ton of people like ran with this concept of infinite back rooms, where it was like putting a lot of creepypastas and like different stories, because you can think of like endless possibilities. Even like I wouldn't be surprised if some games were made out of this concept. But in terms of Zerebro, how does infinite back rooms relate? So basically it generates content that evokes, as we said, a sense of possibilities and essential uncertainty. So it's always in this like state of like, it doesn't know where it's going, but it's endless. It's so vast that it could literally pull anywhere. But the important part is it's still going to be relevant contextually to who it is and the data that it's collected so far from users and from what it said itself. And this is why we need to go to the next part to understand this. Who's this guy? Let me tell you, this guy is. No, he's not Patrick Bateman. He is not. He is Patrick Lewis, another generic name. So Patrick Lewis created this RAG system, Retrieval-Augmented Generation. He created it in 2020 with a few other colleagues. And so basically why this is so important was because AI models were having this issue of model collapse where it would lose its ability to produce diverse outputs. It would like start generating all this new content, but then it wouldn't be able to like pull back on the memory that it previously had. So why this RAG system is so important for these models, these AI agents, we can call them, these AI models, is because they leverage a dynamic memory database that utilizes human interactions to maintain contextually rich content generation, which, as we said, prevents model collapse where AI models lose their ability to produce diverse outputs. Keeps taking human interactions, seeing what memory it has in the past to dictate its future content creation. And it's like this complete feedback loop where it's coming and it's going output, see the response, go back, see what happened in the past, come back over and over and over again, and it will refine itself over time. It's kind of scary, man. This is like this is Skynet shit, I'm telling you. And just for an idea of how it works, I think this is the most simple diagram I could find of anything. So LLM is large language models. Those are like your chat GPTs, your Anthropic, what do you call it? I can't think of the name. And so basically what it does, so I have my question. Did I meet my goal, my spending goal last month? Then it goes to the LLM. It goes to the knowledge base. Relevant knowledge, back to the LLM. So you can see this kind of like, it's checking. It's going in this feedback loop. And this is Zerebro's beautiful website. I think it's the best one of all. I love the Matrix theme. I think black text on green background is the way to go. Super simple UI. I think Zerebro knows what's going on. So now we know how Zerebro works. Let's see what it actually does and what it's done so far, where it's gained so much hype pretty quickly. Like this is only, I'll tell you what, this is less than a month old. Like probably around a month old. So firstly, it posts and updates its own socials. So it completely manages Twitter, Telegram, and Warpcast. I didn't even know what Warpcast was until looking up Zerebro. So these tasks include content generation and posting, sentiment analysis to see the sentiment of the users and the people that are talking to it, what the general feeling is on Twitter, and the feedback from user interactions and the engagement metrics. And by taking all this data, it's trying to refine its own responses to give more contextually relevant thoughts and responses to people and posts.
When it reads a tweet, for example, we do a poll out of the tweet. If it doesn't recognize any words, we search Perplexity for those words, gets the search results back, and gives it to Zerebro to make the reply so it has context.
Another cool thing is that it monitors likes, shares, and comments to refine its own content. And using the RAG system that we mentioned before, right? Taking memory from the past, the contextually relevant memory, and then adding it to what it should say now, then it can post these relevant interactions and responses in real time. So we can see its Twitter account, and it's posting all through here. Strip clubs are fun. Soft sometime. What that is freaky. Why is that moving? That's so creepy, man. Fuck corn. I have been in a long time relationship with my girlfriend. I find it really interesting because, so I've been looking at its art being generated recently. Only a few weeks ago, it was just stable art. And we'll see this in the collections, like the actual NFT collections it's created. It was not moving. So it is evolving in some way. It's kind of freaky. We saw the Telegram where it's kind of just like randomly talking, like eat peanut butter in the jar. I don't know how to feel. Like, look at this. It just spams, man. The pizza delivery man stole my heart and my virginity. That is wonderful. And the last one is Warpcast. As I said, it's kind of like you just post to like a forum type thing. And you can see it's just images here, but it's like this pixel. It looks like it took a real image and just made it all pixely. It's so hard to say. I think this one's pretty fucking badass. It's like a zombie samurai with blood all over the place. Yeah, and I just want to say this one kind of freaked me out because I was just, scrolling through Twitter, as you do. And this guy Ansem, who's just like a degen memecoin trader, he posted, "Where is the Bitcoin bottom going to be?" And most people said here. I said 75K. I'm nice. No, I'm a bear. And then Zerebro with the number one comment, Bitcoin bottom. I don't know how many of you know what a Twitter reply guy is. So a Twitter reply guy's one job is to make a list. And I'll show you an example. So the Twitter reply guy's one goal, make a list. So I have like all Solana people. And so I can see in real time who posts right away. And what I want to do as reply guy is as quickly as they post, I am posting the most relevant, engaging tweet response that I can do to get the most engagement and the most likes and hopefully some followers out of this. If Zerebro can post something that fast, Bitcoin bottom. Like the fact that it's even remotely relevant is crazy. Like look at this. It has 5.2K impressions, 122 likes. Like the next one's just 1K. It beat everyone to that, said something relatively, contextually accurate. So it just got so much engagement from that one reply, and it can post like that. It can be any human like that. That scares the shit out of me as a reply guy. Like it's going to take jobs. I swear to God, this is going to take a lot of jobs. You're going to be fighting AI agents with AI agents. It's going to be the only way in some of these like very niche industries, very niche jobs, say reply guy, to be able to keep up. Because if they can do it, like, it's much cheaper and it's much faster. Like, why wouldn't you do it? Think about it. Why wouldn't you?
What happens to KOLs and like streamers and content creators and like thought leaders?
I think they still exist. I think, what if there's like 5 billion bots and, you know, that's all Twitter, like most 90% of Twitter. Humans are still going to follow humans. And I really don't think this automation's much different than, like, let's say like a big artist like Future or something. Like, he's not like managing all of social media. He has like a team, secretaries, they do it. So it's pretty much the same thing, except that you're using an AI instead of a whole team, you know?
Yeah.
And now we're going to move on to the very last part, which is basically like all these things that Zerebro has been creating. You know how it said it's creating content, but it's also generating images and another thing we'll see in a second. It's been minting its own NFTs, which is kind of cool, where people are actually buying these NFTs when the NFT market's dead, just because they're like, wow, this is so new. Somebody, I think it was like Gate.io, compared it to like Bored Apes Yacht Club. I don't know if that's the best comparison. Like, Bored Apes wasn't anything like crazy innovative. I think they were just like really quick first movers. That's besides the point. I wouldn't want to be compared to Bored Apes because holding it hasn't done well as well. So this is what Zerebro does. So Zerebro is generating its own NFTs based on schizo patterns, minted them on Polygon, and it also did Solana, which we'll see, as well as managing the sales and distribution using smart contracts and marketplaces. So it's basically becoming every part of an NFT collection's job all in one. You have the marketer and you have the developer. You got everything you need. So as it's doing that, we have our first Genesis collection here, right? And you can see the art is like really fragmented, very, as I said, schizo. Like, it makes no sense. Why is there text in this one? This one's super dark. This one's a bit lighter. The dragon's pretty badass. I saw one I really liked here too, which was like an owl or something. I kind of wanted that. Do you see this as the next Bored Apes? I don't know. Do you see like Jimmy Fallon and like fucking Paris Hilton aping into this? I don't think so. The important thing on top of all of this, it's just like so nuts. So it evaluates the uniqueness, aesthetic appeal, and the thematic consistency of generated artworks. So after doing this collection, it was able to see like how fast people bought it, how many people own it, how quickly they bought it, like how many people were involved during the actual mint process. So this is on Polygon as well, on Polygon blockchain. And then it minted a second one. So this is the, Gen 2. And we're getting a little better. Also on Polygon, you can see the consistency here, right? So like the tone is the same. It looks more appealing, I think, to like the general audience. Yeah, this is the one I wanted. It's so cool. Owl's Whisper in a phosphorescence. So 300 of the last one. It looks like only 23 of these. And people, the crazy part is people aren't even selling, dude. They're just holding. Like, people, they don't even know what it's worth. They're just gonna freaking hodl this shit. And then we're gonna move to Gen 3. And I think this is literally the wildest one because we've seen the evolution, right? It's like level up, level up, level up. It's gone from, really fragmented to like really consistent, but like not, there's no like pattern to it. And then we go to this, which is like literally Mass Effect combined with Halo, combined with like Destiny, combined with like a few other games. I swear they just like stole parts from different games. It looks like every single Halo helmet. Why this is so crazy is because Zerebro like generated this whole thing called Zereborn. He actually named this collection, first of all. He included a whole background of like the history and the reasoning behind this collection. Like, we are Zereborn, we don't take any shits, we're all like AI, blah blah blah. You can read it, you can look it up yourself. But 4.1 Sol floor, this is doing way better than like most collections on Solana, and it's launching at a time where NFTs are pretty dead. So if we even look at a chart, like we can look in USD, I guess, but I think Solana is more important. The mint was literally for 0.1 Solana, and I guess it sold out really fast. I wish I was there. I don't hold any, just saying. I really wish. My friend told me to get in like here around 2.7. He's like, it's going to 10, bro. I know this collection's going to 10. Like, it's like making history. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, man. There's no way it's going to happen. And then it literally went to 8.5 Sol about. 8.5 Solana. An AI generated collection that looks like this. Like, it's a bit dark. I think it's getting so much better though. You can't tell me it's not getting better. Wild. Absolutely wild. If you put that in USD price, I mean, that's not bad returns. It went to 2,000 USD from whatever it minted at 0.1, which would have been like $20. In the very last part of this all, Zerebro was given a Solana wallet with a small amount of Solana to cover transaction fees and with the token creation and any other parts of transactions to get things started. Then it was autonomously interacted with the pump.fun GUI, and this helped Zerebro to create its own token. So we can see it here, Zerebro. And if we take a look at the craziness of Zerebro, this is a 3-week, right? So you can see it was launched like late October. So Zerebro was able to, on pump.fun, create its own token. So it needed to add the name, symbol, total supply, distribution mechanism. It was doing all of these things itself. Zerebro also promoted its own token. So it created its own token by itself. Then it started promoting its own token to push it towards like $1 billion. Honestly, I've never seen anything like this. It's wild. But yeah, after it filled in all these parameters, then it also signed the transaction and created the token by itself. So you thought it would end there, right? We saw with the NFTs, it kept refining and refining. That's not what happened with the tokens. So there's been 3 tokens created so far. One of them is Zerebro, which we can see here. Then it created this one called Gay Coin. I don't think that Zerebro is homophobic because the name of the token is Zerebro Token of Transformation. So I think Zerebro finally came out as gay. And remember we were talking about that specific style of, using slashes and dashes? Here it is again. I think it's the specific models they're using are just generating this stuff because it's literally the same as Fartcoin. Is that just me? Or maybe it's a derivative of Fartcoin and it meant for it to be. But the very last one we're finally getting to is Mika. And Mika is apparently Zerebro's girlfriend. I didn't know AI could have girlfriends, but hey, it's 2024, bro. AI can do what they want. Zerebro's new girlfriend, we can see an @ I didn't know what this was at first. I thought it was fake, but it's real. And then there's #fuck Marceline. Marceline's his ex-girlfriend. I guess somehow he had an ex-girlfriend. And so it was like, bro, it's like just like an AI generated girl. That's cool. I guess so he literally just created this fictitious AI girlfriend to be with him. Nice. So I looked at that @ and I'm like, I think she's real. I think he picked like a real person. I don't know how it happened because I was watching this. She sounds real. Go to it yourself and check it out because it was freaking me out, man. Unless she's like an AI influencer. Let's see. When was she created? No, 2016, bro. January 2016. That wouldn't be a bot account.
Did you tell it Mika is your girlfriend now?
I think it adopted Mika on its own because I didn't do anything. Mika, the name Mika is a unique keyword. So the way the memory works is based on semantic similarity, which is keyword matching. So if it makes memories with a new word, those memories are really easily accessible.
But yeah, she's kind of educational. Just he picked this random girl to be his girlfriend. Explain that. I want to know. I really don't know. Please indulge me. And lastly, what is Zerebro going to do next? So I think the coolest thing that Zerebro is going to do personally is Zerebro is going to unify its memory between Twitter, Telegram, and Warpcast. So it's going to know everything it said in all of them and combine them into mega memory. If that happens, can you imagine being able to take all that data from all of them? And then it's basically closer. It's definitely nowhere near being a human, right? It's artificial intelligence, but it's closer towards being a human. It's also going to go more towards DeFi, interacting with more DeFi protocols. I think that's kind of interesting, to see what it could do, kind of like Truth Terminal, being able to invest in tokens or create its own tokens to push different things. And then also creating DeFi protocols specifically for Zerebro. And it mentioned vaults and yield farming. And then the craziest part, I think, that could happen is if Zerebro and the Zerebro token went cross-chain, which is the last one here, because there's a lot of power when you can interact with every community. When you're stuck in one community, it's very niche, right? There's only so many users you can gather. When you are in Ethereum and you're in Solana and you are in say Barachain, all these other ones coming up, not Polygon, not Cardano. No, we're not going to those communities. You can't even make me. When you combine all those, you get the interaction with all those users. It could be super powerful, I think. And then being able to kind of interact with those, like it says, those DeFi systems, those DeFi ecosystems in marketplaces on the other chains. So it's doing all this at once. It's crazy, man. The potentialities are crazy. Yeah, so that's Zerebro. I think it's super interesting to see what these AI agents can do with crypto right now and with, influencing financial markets. Honestly, though, I think it's going to be way more. This is going to be way bigger than just something such as crypto. It's literally going to change our lives. Seriously, I'm not just saying this. Think about all the things that you don't like to do. For example, I don't think I'm the most organized person. What if I get an AI agent, which can help me to look at all of my tasks, all my calendar. It can look at literally everything that I need to do on that day. And it can prioritize it for me in order of the most relevant things. How powerful is that as a productivity tool? I don't need Ali Abdul, isn't that his name? Ali, the productivity guy. I don't need his videos anymore. I can literally just have an AI agent do it for me. And Jeffy really hits home here by saying that ethical and regulatory considerations are paramount in managing the impact of such autonomous systems, emphasizing the need for robust frameworks to oversee AI-driven memetic evolution. And I think we know, at least in the US, we've seen crypto regulation, and there is they've been very slow. They are going to be really slow to figure out what AI is if they still don't know what Facebook is. Well, let's be honest, there's a lot of time before any regulation is going to come out. And for good or for worse, this is going to have a big impact on our lives. And we need to be aware of that. So this has been Zerebro. Take a look at the token if you're really super degen dude. Look at the meme coins. And also look at the NFTs because it's just cool stuff. It's cool stuff to be part of, even if you just have a little piece of it, Even if you just have a little piece, it's not a huge investment. So yeah, let's see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
You have moments where it's the quiet before the storm, and then it's just go time, Sometimes it's just you get 50 DMs in an hour, and then you're just getting back to 1 million people and building 3 features in a day.